Ladies and gentlemen, in a mega exclusive, Republic has now accessed key details of the multi-nation drug syndicate and the big Afghanistan connection. Gujarat ATS along with Delhi Crime Branch has arrested an Afghan national named Wahiullah Rahimullah Khan with 4 kilograms of heroin worth 20 crore rupees in the international market. Here are the details, and we bring in our reporter on the ground getting us more details.
1 year after the Mudra drug bust, the crackdown is only getting bigger, with Gujarat anti-terror squad arresting an Afghan national with 4 kg of heroin worth rupees 20 crore from the Vasant Kunj area in the national capital. The accused has been identified as Wahiullah Rahimullah.
The Gujarat ATS along with the Delhi Crime Branch have arrested one Afghani national with 4 kgs of heroin worth 20 crores in the international market, who was in fact an Afghani national who had come on a medical visa to the country, and he had been arrested from the Delhi NCR region itself. And the Gujarat ATS had been working on specific inputs from the Surat police, and with the help of the Delhi Crime Branch, they have taken him into custody, and further investigation of his link to the international drug cartel that had also smuggled drugs via the Gujarat ports as well is being carried out.
The ATS had this to say about this mega global drug syndicate.
वहीदुल्ला रहीमी नाम से एक अफगानी आदमी है जो कि दिल्ली एनसीआर एरिया के अंदर ड्रग्स का मोटे प्रमाण में बिजनेस कर रहा है। इन्होंने एक इन्फॉर्मेशन दी स्पेसिफिक कि 2 तारीख रात को 11 साढ़े 11 के आसपास ये वसंत कुंज विस्तार टेरी इंस्टीट्यूट के आस पे बड़ी मात्रा में जत्था लेकर के आने वाला है। इस इन्फॉर्मेशन के आधार पर डीवाईएसपी BH चावड़ा, PI SN परमार, PI BH कोराट, PSI SK ओडेद्रा और सूरत सिटी क्राइम ब्रांच के PSI VA डोडिया, इनकी एक संयुक्त टीम बनाई गई। गुजरात ATS की ये टीम दिल्ली रवाना हुई। दिल्ली में दिल्ली क्राइम ब्रांच के अधिकारियों को इन्होंने साथ में रखा और एक जॉइंट ऑपरेशन को अंजाम दिया। इस ऑपरेशन के तहत जो इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली थी वो ठीक निकली। इन्फॉर्मेशन वाली जगह से वहीदुल्ला रहीमी की अरेस्ट की गई। उसके पास से तथा उसकी जो इंट्रोगेशन उसका किया गया, उससे जो आगे सीजर्स हुए तो कुल मिला के लगभग 4 किलो हीरोइन का सीजर अभी तक किया गया है।
The Gujarat ATS and Delhi Crime Branch are in hot pursuit of the international drug syndicate. A case under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act has also been registered. More sensational leads in the drug crackdown are expected very, very soon. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Let me also bring in my colleague Priyanka, who's joining us on this broadcast. Priyanka, just walk us through the details that you're getting in right now and the connection that is essentially emerging. One, we saw even in the Mundra drug haul case, there's the Afghanistan link that has emerged. Now, this is a separate case altogether. But what's emerging is a pattern. Are you picking up anything with regards to whether at all the agencies are looking at some sort of a pattern that is developing?
Well, you said it right, Shravan, because the pattern is exactly what is being investigated. The modus operandi that they have seen, the authorities in fact have seen, that had happened in the Mundra drug bust case of 21,000 crores. Thus, the similar modus operandi of getting the drugs from Afghanistan via Iran, via the Bandar Abbas port in Iran, and with the help of some Pakistani nationals as well, where these drugs is being gotten into the Indian soil via the Gujarat ports, specifically from Mundra and Kandla and several such ports, especially also Porbandar as well. So these are the places from where the drugs is being smuggled into the Indian soil. And then we are seeing that these drugs are being subsequently taken to Delhi. And then from Delhi, of course, they're taken to other states as well. Now, Delhi is the place where there are several suppliers as well, not unlike Wahiullah Khan, in fact, who has been taken into custody today. People like him exist in the Delhi NCR region who are procuring these drugs, and they are then subsequently also transferring these drugs, smuggling them to other states as well. And that's exactly what has happened in this case as well. Now, apart from that, the authorities have also shared some more information with respect to Wahiullah Khan. In fact, he had procured these drugs from a person named Mustafa. Now, Mustafa is another such person who is being looked out for by the authorities, by the Gujarat ATS, and they are claiming that there are several such people who in fact procure these drugs and then in smaller quantity, then they distribute it to other suppliers, other drug dealers, who then give it to the civilians and to other purchasers as well. So now this is the entire nexus that they are seeing that is in fact repeating itself as it was in the case of Mundra, as it was in the case of Kandla drug bust as well. Apart from that, of course, the Porbandar drug bust as well that has been going on. Now, of course, they are also claiming that there might be another point person that they are on the lookout for, who might be also in some other Middle Eastern country, who is also coordinating with all of these people, in fact, who are procuring these drugs from Afghanistan, who are in fact the sellers of these drugs in Afghanistan, and then the middlemen in Pakistan and in Iran as well. So there might be one person, one kingpin, one mastermind as well, who might be sitting in a Middle Eastern country who is coordinating this entire nexus, is something that the authorities have also shared with us. Now, via these arrests of Wajihullah Khan and people like Mustafa, the authorities essentially are trying to decode this entire network to understand who is really at the higher up authority in this entire nexus, who is in fact making sure and coordinating the entire drug supply, the drug smuggling on the Indian soil, and of course the entire narco-terror link as well with respect to Hawala transactions that are also being looked into by the authorities.
Priyanka, just one more quick question before I let you go. In terms of the drug syndicate, are you looking at more number of countries that could be involved? Because if I had to take a cue from what we have seen in previous cases which have been investigated by the central agencies, there are other countries, for instance, Iran, and for that matter, even Pakistan. Is there anything that you're picking up on the similar lines as far as this case is concerned, that could be a possibility that more countries would be involved in terms of the transportation of the consignment?
Well, absolutely, Shaman, and you would know this as well, since we were looking into this entire drug bust of the Mundra case, where now it is being investigated by the National Investigating Agency. And via those investigating details that we have gotten, it has also been established that this is not just a point-to-point connect between Afghanistan and India via Gujarat, but there are also several intermediaries, there are several middlemen, like I mentioned before, from Iran, then from Pakistan as well, because remember, in the first set of arrests that had been made by the authorities in the Mundra drug bust case, now that was the first massive bust that had been made by the authorities, at least in the recent time. And now we had seen in that part as well that there was drugs that had been procured from Afghanistan. They had been routed via the Bandar Abbas port specifically in Iran. So there are several intermediaries from Iran as well who had been coming to light. Their names, in fact, are also on the minds of the investigating authorities. They are connecting the entire nexus. And of course, during that entire procurement, the authorities had also said that there were some Pakistani nationals as well who had also helped in this movement of the drugs from Afghanistan to India via the Gujarat port. Now, talking about the distribution network as well, there are several Afghanistani nationals, as the authorities suspect, someone especially like Wajihullah Khan, who had come on a medical visa to India. They have been settled in the country for quite some time, for 2 to 3 years at least, and they are placed in the Delhi NCR region, and they are the ones who are moving the drugs after being procured from Afghanistan via Gujarat, then moved by road to Delhi, and then from Delhi to subsequently other states, especially like Haryana, like Punjab, like Jammu and Kashmir, like Chhattisgarh. So these are some of the entire nexus that is being uncovered by the authorities, and of course with the help of not just Afghanistani nationals, but from people from Iran as well. There are people from Pakistan as well who had been pushing this entire narco-terror link in the Indian soil as well.
Well, thank you very much, Priyanka, for getting us that big exclusive only network, getting you the latest details on the drug haul. In fact, a detailed investigation is something that we are essentially working out in the days to come. On This Is Exclusive, you'll be getting in more information about